Hi guys and welcome to another Football Manager 24 video. In this video I'll be showing you the top 5 wonder kids in the advanced forward position. To qualify for wonder kid, you need to be between 16 and 21 years old, and if you're between that range then you qualify. So it doesn't matter for which club you play, it doesn't matter what your transfer value is, it's just based on if you're younger than 21 and how good you are for that advanced forward position. You may ask, how do I calculate how good someone is in an advanced forward position? Well, I just check the green and the blue stats. The green stats mean that it's very important, and the blue stats mean that it's less important, as you can see here for the advanced forward role, but also for other roles as well if we just click on it. So you see that for every role, other stats will be highlighted. The gray stats, so the stats like aggression that have no color, they count for 0, so they don't count at all. And the other physical stats, because I know that in Football Manager physicality is very important, are at 50 with an exception for natural fitness that's at 75 and also an exception for determination that's also at 75%. All of these stats combined will make a number between 1 and 20. 1 meaning he's really bad and 20 meaning he's the best player ever. So for example, if Mbappe had only 20s in all blue, green stats, natural fitness and determination, he would be a 20 out of 20. If he had a 1 in everything else, then he's a 1 on the scale of 1 to 20. I hope that explains it very well. If you have any other questions about it, there's a link in the description to my video where I explain the datasheet and how it works. Go ahead and check that out if you want more information. And let's get on to number kid number 5. Number 5 at the list is Florian Wirtz, Bayern 04's wonderkid. With a current potential of 148 and a potential of 150 to 180, this guy can become a real threat for you. He can be picked up at Bayern 04 for 92 million, but I think you can go even lower if you're playing for a big club. As you can see, Florian Wirtz can already fulfill that advanced forward position very well with 16 dribbling, 16 first touch, 16 passing and 17 technique. But he can still grow maximum of 32 potential points, so if you just get him training in that finishing and composure, he can become an almighty striker for you who can score a lot of goals in his future. Number 4 on the list is Barcelona's Xavi. The 18-year-old already has 21 caps for the national team and his mental stats just look absolutely insane. At the start of the game, Xavi has a potential of 154 with a potential ability to go to 160 to 190, which is the highest of anyone else on this list. You can see that he has work to do in the technical department, but as an 18-year-old, he can still increase a ton. And you can just focus him on training those technicals up because you don't have to do anything about his mentals or his physicals anymore. On a scale from 1 to 20, based on the data, Gavi scores a 14.2, and of course if you train him in the right way, he can grow even bigger and even bigger. He can be picked up at Barcelona for 92 million, but if you're a big club, you might be able to negotiate a lot of a lower fee for this 18-year-old wonder kid. Then number 3 on the list, with a current ability of 157, you all know him, Jamal Musiala. The 20-year-old already has 23 caps on his name and is looking like the new best dribbler in the world. With 19 dribbling, 13 finishing and 16 first touch, this guy has a potential ability of 180 plus, which means that he will grow minimum of 23 points still, and he could even grow to that 200 potential mark if you let him to, or if you're lucky in your game. Bayern have an asking price of 125 million at the beginning of the game, but of course, if you are a bigger club, you could potentially lower that down a lot. Musiala is also still 20 years old and he can grow a lot, so he's lacking still a lot in that finishing and composure areas, which we also saw with Florian Wirtz, but you can still train that up. Also, you would hope that his physicals grow a little bit higher, so his strength will grow a little bit higher and maybe his jumping reach, but other than that, he's a great player to have in your team. Masiala on a scale from 1 to 20 is a 14.4, which means on third place that two players were actually higher than a 14.4. And imagine all of these players can still grow a lot because players stop growing when they're 23. But without further ado, let's go on to number 2. For the number 2 on the list, we once again go to Barcelona, who have WONDERKID on WONDERKID. Number 2 is of course Pedri. Pedri has had a fantastic season last season, and I think his stats in the game do a little bit of under of how good he actually is. Pedri currently is a 162 and he has a potential of 170 to 179, so he kind of has the lowest potential of all the players together with Words, but he's still very, very good in what he does. As you can see, physically a beast, mentally just insane. Not better than Javi, I don't think, but look at those technical stats. 17 dribbling, 18 first touch, 17 passing and 18 technique when he's still 20 years old and he still has the potential of 17 points to grow, which means that you could easily get that dribbling up to 18, first touch to 19, passing to 19 and probably technique to 19, which would make him a beast in that front advanced forward position. He is, however, lacking the 11 finishing, but I think with his 7 composure and his dribbling and his passing, he will easily make up for that in your advanced forward role. Pedri is a 14.5 on the scale from 1 to 20 in that advanced forward role, so he's the second best player under 20 in the game right now for that advanced forward role. Pedri can be picked up at Barcelona at the start of the game for 104 million. It's a pretty hefty price tag, but for a player like this, I think every big club he would be a starter. Number 1 in the spot is no other than Real Madrid's Jude Bellingham, and if you look at his stats, you immediately understand why. This guy, for the advanced forward position, has no stat lower than 14. Everything is higher than 14, and that means that on a scale from 1 to 20, he gets a 14.8. And just imagine having this guy in your advanced forward position. He will score goals with his 14 finishing, and he's still 20 years old. He has a potential of 180 plus, so he could be somewhere between 180 and 200 potential, which means that he can still increase his finishing by 3 or 4 points. Also, 20 determination and 16 natural fitness means he's not just a wonder kid for this year or next year or the coming 5 years, but for the rest of your save. So if you have 156 million euros laying around, go ahead and spend it on Jude Bellingham because he's the absolute best player under 21 who can fulfill that advanced forward position. As I said before, on a scale from 1 to 20, he's a 14.8, which means he's almost the same as the likes of Haaland already, and Jude Bellingham can still improve. So for the best advanced forward in the game, go ahead and go to Jude Bellingham. Hi guys, I hope you liked that video. If you did like, please leave a like down below and subscribe for more. And also, if you want to see me do another video or show you other players, maybe wonder kids under 10, 20 or 30 million, please let me know. I can make all different kinds of videos based on my datasheet. So let me know down in the comments what you'd like to see next. Once again, I hope you've enjoyed and see you in the next one.